Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going deep on smart cities.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, all the cool ways tech is changing how cities work, how we live in them.
It's really incredible how fast things are developing, right?
Absolutely. So we found this awesome video. It's got like everything, what a smart city is, the tech they use, challenges, the whole nine yards.
I'm ready to dive in.
Me too.
Yeah.
So before we get lost in all the details, can we start with like a simple definition? What exactly makes a city smart?
So basically, it's about using tech, all kinds of tech, to make cities work better.
Okay, but better for who?
For the people, of course.
Fair.
Improving transportation, how we use energy, waste, safety, you name it.
So it's not just having flashy gadgets, there's a real purpose.
Totally. It's about using data and all this technology to make cities more livable, more efficient, and sustainable.
Right, got it. So what are the key ingredients of a smart city?
Well, you've probably heard of the Internet of Things, right?
IoT, yeah, vaguely.
So it's basically tons of devices, sensors, cameras, everything, all connected, gathering data about the city nonstop.
So like traffic, air quality, all that.
Exactly. But data by itself, it's useless. We got to analyze it, find patterns, make sense of it all.
Which is where big data comes in.
You got it. Big data analytics helps us see trends, predict problems, make better decisions about how the city runs.
Okay, so we're sensing things, crunching numbers, what then?
Then comes the really cool part, artificial intelligence, or AI.
AI, yeah. I feel like that's everywhere these days.
For good reason. AI takes all those insights from big data and automates stuff, makes predictions, even takes action.
So AI is like the brains of the operation, making the smart city actually smart.
You nailed it. Imagine AI controlling traffic lights based on real-time traffic.
No more rush hour headaches. Sign me up.
Exactly. And that's just one example. AI can predict when infrastructure needs fixing, make buildings use less energy, even tailor services to what people need.
This is seriously impressive stuff. But, all this tech, all this data, does it get a bit Big Brother-ish?
That's a valid concern, for sure. Privacy and security, those are super important. There need to be rules, regulations to make sure data is used ethically and responsibly.
So tech serving people, not the other way around.
Exactly. And being transparent about it, letting people know what data is collected, how it's used, what protects their privacy.
Makes sense. So we got the basics. IoT, big data, and AI all working together. But let's get specific. What are some real-world examples of this? How's this actually changing people's lives?
Okay, one area where we're seeing huge changes is transportation.
I'm always up for a shorter commute.
Right, so smart cities are using tech to make that happen. We talked about AI-powered traffic systems, but also public transport gets a boost.
How so?
Think apps that track buses in real time, payment systems that work across all types of transport.
Like those cards you tap on the bus.
Shit.
So convenient.
Exactly. And for drivers, some cities have smart parking, guiding you to free spots, less congestion, less frustration.
Oh, man, I wish we had that here. Okay, so transportation is one thing. What else?
Energy efficiency is another big one. Cities use tons of energy, so making it greener, cutting down waste, that's crucial.
How do smart cities tackle that?
Smart grids. They use sensors and analytics to get power where it's needed, cutting waste.
So it's like the grid knows where the power needs to go.
Exactly. And many cities are also adding solar, wind power, all that good stuff right into the grid.
Nice. So we've got smarter transportation, greener energy. What's next on the smart city to-do list?
Waste management. You wouldn't believe how much garbage a city makes.
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere.
Smart cities use tech to make it way more efficient, more sustainable. Imagine sensors and trash cans that signal when they're full.
So no more overflowing bins. That's awesome.
Right. It means better routes for garbage trucks, cleaner streets, the whole package. Some cities even use AI to sort trash automatically, recycling more, less going to landfills.
Wow, it's like every part of city life is getting a tech upgrade.
Pretty much. And there's one area everyone cares about: public safety. Smart cities are using tech to make communities safer, more secure.
Tell me more. How does that work?
Smarter streetlights are a big one. They have sensors, adjust brightness based on how many people are around, even if there's something suspicious going on.
So the lights themselves can help prevent crime? That's cool.
And they also gather data on traffic, pedestrian movement, all used to improve safety.
Like the city's becoming more aware, reacting to what's happening.
You You got it. And there's also AI-powered cameras, surveillance. They can spot potential crimes or emergencies, alert the authorities.
I can see how that's helpful, but doesn't that also raise privacy concerns?
Definitely. That's why oversight is key. Making sure this tech is used responsibly, not stepping on people's rights.
Right, that balance is important. Okay, we've covered transportation, energy, waste, safety. What else is on the smart city agenda?
Well, with more people and climate change, water's becoming super precious, right? Smart cities use tech to manage it better.
Yeah, water's essential, so how does tech help?
Think sensors that find leaks in pipes, smart irrigation systems that water only when needed, even high-tech water treatment plants that reuse water.
So it's all about using less, preventing waste, making sure there's enough for everyone.
You nailed it. Many cities are also adding more green spaces, parks, green roofs. All that helps with rainwater and air quality too.
I love that, making cities better in every way. But with all this focus on tech, it's easy to forget cities are about people, right?
Absolutely. And that's something we got to keep in mind. How do we build smart cities that aren't just efficient, but also inclusive, fun to live in?
Okay, I'm ready to unpack that, but I think we've covered a lot of ground for today.
We've barely scratched the surface.
Seriously. So many cool things going on. I want to hear more about the challenges, the opportunities, all that comes with these changes.
We'll hold on to your hats, because next time we're diving deep into those very topics. The downsides, the ethics, what the future holds, the whole shebang.
Can't wait. This deep dive's just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2. Thinking about all this amazing tech in smart cities,
Yeah.
it makes me wonder if we're, missing something important.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are we missing?
People, all this tech, it's great, but cities are about the people who live in them, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure smart cities are, designed with people in mind?
Citizen engagement is huge. Getting residents involved in decisions from the very beginning.
So it's not just the government or tech companies calling all the shots.
Exactly. It's got to be a two-way street, City leaders listening to residents, their needs, concerns, ideas.
And that's where technology can help, right?
Totally. Think online platforms where people vote on proposals, give feedback on projects, even report stuff in their neighborhood.
Like those apps where you report potholes. Simple but effective.
Right. And as tech gets better, we'll see even cooler ways for people to get involved. Imagine virtual town halls, interactive maps where locals share their knowledge, even AI chatbots that answer your questions.
That's taking it to a whole new level. But all this citizen involvement, it makes me think about education.
I see where you're going with this.
If we want people shaping their smart city,
Yeah.
they got to understand the tech, right? How it works, the good and the bad.
Absolutely. Education is key. People making informed choices, trusting these new systems.
And it's not just the techie stuff, it's digital literacy, critical thinking, knowing about biases, all that.
You're hitting all the right points. People got to evaluate info critically, understand how algorithms work, have discussions about the ethical side of data collection.
Wow, so it's about creating a whole culture of tech awareness, using it responsibly.
Exactly. Empowering people to be informed citizens in this digital world.
Well said. It's a good reminder that a smart city isn't just about the tech, it's about the people using it wisely.
Couldn't agree more. Which brings us to another question. How do we measure if a smart city is actually successful?
Good point. It can't just be about, how many sensors they have, right?
We got to look beyond the gadgets, focus on the human impact. Are people's lives actually improving? Shorter commutes, cleaner air, feeling safer, more connected to their community.
Those are the things that matter.
Exactly. And those measures, they might be different for each city, Every city has its own challenges and goals.
So it's about finding the right solutions for each place.
Absolutely. There's room for creativity, for trying new things, figuring out what works best.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
exciting to think about all the different approaches.
It really is. And with all this new tech coming out, who knows what role things like augmented reality, virtual reality might play.
Whoa, AR and VR. Now that's getting futuristic.
Right. Imagine walking down the street and AR overlays info on your surroundings. You see traffic updates, historical facts about buildings, even restaurant reviews, all in real time.
That's so cool. It's like a digital layer on top of the real world.
And VR could be used for urban planning simulations. Architects, city officials, they step into a virtual model of a new development, see how it impacts the neighborhood traffic, sunlight, everything.
That's amazing. Could help avoid problems before they even happen.
Exactly. And as AR and VR become more, everyday things, I think we'll see even more uses in smart cities.
mind-blowing to think about. But for now, let's bring it back down to earth. We've talked about citizens, tech, the future. What about the government? What's their role in all this?
Yes, the government. They're super important, but it's not about controlling everything. It's more like setting the stage, creating an environment where innovation can happen.
So less dictating and more like nurturing.
Exactly, making the soil fertile for smart city ideas to grow, you know?
Okay, I like that analogy. So what does that look like in practice?
First of all, government's got to invest in the right infrastructure. High-speed internet, 5G networks, smart grids, all that good stuff.
Yeah, those are the foundations, but that's got to be expensive.
It is. So they've got to make it a priority, find creative ways to fund it, maybe public-private partnerships.
Pooling resources makes sense.
Yeah.
What else is on their plate?
They also need policies, regulations, right? Encourage innovation, but also protect people. Data privacy laws, cybersecurity standards, ethical guidelines for AI, things like that.
So finding that balance, progress, and protecting the public.
Exactly. And it's not just about making rules, it's about open conversation, collaboration between government, businesses, and citizens.
Sounds like a recipe for success. But let's be real, not all cities are starting at the same point. Some are ahead of the game, others are just getting started. How do we bridge that gap?
That's where sharing knowledge is key. Cities that are further along, they can share what they've learned, best practices, even their data, with cities that are just beginning.
Like a global network of smart city mentors.
Exactly. There are already organizations doing this, connecting cities, sharing ideas. It's not about a few isolated smart cities. It's about a smarter future for everyone.
Well said. This conversation has really opened my eyes to what smart cities can be. It's not just efficiency, it's about making cities better places to live for everyone.
And with that in mind, there's one more crucial aspect we need to talk about, the human element.
Okay, back to people. I'm ready, but I think we should save that for next time. We've covered so much already.
Sounds good. Next time, we'll dive deep into the human side of smart cities. How do we make sure technology makes those human connections even stronger?
Can't wait. This deep dive is just getting more and more interesting.
Pretty important, 3.
All right, welcome back. We've been on quite a journey exploring smart cities, the tech, the people, the whole shebang.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see how technology can shape a better future for everyone, not just a few.
Absolutely. And that brings us to something we touched on earlier. You know, all this tech does make cities feel, I don't know, less human. How do we keep those real-life connections, that sense of community?
It's a balance, right? Tech can connect us online, but we need cities designed for real interaction, too.
So how do we do that? Blend the digital and the physical in a way that, I don't know, feels natural.
Think about public spaces. Parks with free Wi-Fi, plazas with comfy seating, community gardens, places where people can gather, connect with nature, with each other.
I like that. Tech and nature, social spaces.
And tech can make those interactions even better. Imagine a city app, you find local events, join neighborhood groups, organize volunteering, all in one place.
It would be so helpful. So much easier to get involved, meet new people.
Right. And what about tech supporting local businesses? A platform where you easily find cool shops, restaurants, all in your neighborhood.
That's a great idea. Boosting the local economy, community pride. I love it.
It's all about using tech as a tool, bringing people together online and offline.
Not replacing human interaction, but like amplifying it.
Exactly. But as we build these super smart cities, we can't forget about accessibility, inclusivity.
What do you mean by that?
Making sure everyone benefits, no matter their age, ability, or how tech savvy they are. Relying too much on apps, well, that leaves some people behind.
All right, that's important. We don't want tech creating new barriers, making inequality worse.
And it's not just using tech, it's the data too. Making sure the data collected reflects everyone's needs are considered.
Data equity, that's a new one for me, but it makes total sense.
We gotta watch out for bias in data, make sure smart city initiatives truly include everyone.
Okay, so we got citizen engagement, public spaces, accessibility, data equity. Is there anything else?
With all this data flying around, privacy is a big one, right?
Huge. How do we protect people's information, make sure it's not misused?
Transparency is key. People gotta know what data is collected, why, and how it's used.
And of course, strong security, no data breaches.
Absolutely. We need safeguards against cyber attacks, clear rules, ethical guidelines for how data is managed in smart cities.
Sounds like a lot of moving parts, but it's all really important.
It is. Building a smart city is complex, but I'm hopeful. I think we can make cities that are high-tech and people-centered.
I'm with you on that. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm just, amazed by what's possible. It's not just about efficiency, it's about creating cities that are livable, sustainable, fair for everyone.
It's been a fantastic journey exploring where tech and city life meet, all the possibilities.
It really has. And we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to learn. But for now, we'll leave you with this thought. The future isn't something that happens to us. It's something we build together. Stay curious, stay engaged, keep asking the big questions, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one with the next big idea that makes our cities even smarter and more human.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Catch us next time.